Hey, 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 collective. It's your girl. I'm here. Today is Thursday, May 21st. It is 9:09 a.m. when I'm recording this message. Alright, I'm going to be using my Oracle deck. Alright, and let's see what's going on here. Alright, I feel like this is some very important energy, important messages. Okay. These are some messages that, if I'm being honest, they're very important. Let's just keep it like that. All right, let's see. What does the collective need to know, Spirit? Because I feel like there's a yearning. There's a truth that wants to be heard, be known. Somebody wants confirmation that they're not crazy, that they didn't imagine shit. Okay, that things were not being imagined. You did not imagine anything. This shit really happened, and you may have been made to feel like you were lying, right? Someone might even try to make you feel like you was crazy, right? That you shouldn't be believed. All right? Somebody tried to keep something from coming out. All right? Somebody wanted to keep something from coming out, a truth from coming out, but the truth is about to come out. All right? It has to come out, and that's the only way you're going to heal. It's not that you're trying to hurt anybody or blame anybody or cause. Listen, this is about you freeing yourself. This is about you understanding and recognizing the truth of what it is, right? And these truths are passed down generational curses. You may have felt like you were cursed, okay? But because of the way your life turned out, right? Why is it always like that? Hiding, and you are so lovable, I'm ashamed of how I treated you. Look at that. Somebody's trying to hide that. That you were always a lovable, loving person, and they've been trying to hide that, all right? And it's because of their lack, right? Because they were not in that energy, and because they're ashamed of how they treated you, you know what I mean? What's going on here, Spirit? Somebody's ashamed of how they treated you, and they never wanted this to come out. They never wanted this truth to be told. They didn't want this to come out because it made them look bad. Let's see. I remember what you told me to forget. Somebody may have done something or told you, forget that. Don't worry about that. Or that's not important. It says, keep dancing with the devil. One day he gonna follow you home. I remember what you told me to forget. Spirit said, keep dancing with the devil. One day he gonna follow you home. So somebody kept playing with the devil. Somebody kept being the devil's what you call it? Somebody that works for the devil, somebody's servant, somebody that was always in toxicity, low vibration, always doing manipulation, and Spirit saying, somebody tried to get you to forget something. In a very toxic way. Yeah, Spirit says somebody kept dancing with the devil, and the devil's following them home now. Because whatever they were sending out, whatever they was trying to get you to forget, look, they set someone on a path of self-destruction. Somebody could have set you on a path of self-destruction. What we got here? When people show you who they are, believe them. When people show you who they are, believe them. So somebody showed you seen something in someone, and they want you to forget it. They don't want you to remember that part. They want you to forget about that part. But yet and still they continue to dance with the devil. They continue to do toxic energy. They continue to be devilish and gaslighting and a liar. And they ended up setting somebody on a path of self-destruction. Because of their devilish energy, what they've been doing in the dark. Alright? Because the devil, sometimes that motherfucker will show up as a devil in the daylight, but most of the time this motherfucker keeps hidden. Because if they show up as who they are, then they get exposed, right? When people show you who they are, believe them. You could have seen something in someone and you didn't want to believe it. You didn't want to believe it. Maybe it was hard for you to believe. All right? What we got here? It says, even after I abused you, you still turned out okay. Even after I kept abusing you, even after I kept sabotaging you, even after I kept trying to delay you and disturb you and destroy your person, who you are, you still turned out okay. What we got here? You never saw me as a blessing, only a burden. So somebody, look, they set someone on a path of self-destruction because they never saw you as a blessing. They only saw you as a burden. And that burden was a thorn in their side. All right? You were the evidence of someone's choices. It's like sleeping with somebody and then catching something. You hear me? Sneaking around, sleeping around with somebody that you ain't supposed to be dealing with, right? And then you catch something. That's the evidence. That's the evidence of what you've been doing. You were a burden because you were the evidence of what somebody was doing. Thank you. I'm the only one who loved you. You could have been the only one who even cared about this person. How many of y'all know what it's like to have freedom from bondage? When I sacrificed myself for your happiness, it was a constant letting things slide because I felt like I owed you that. I'm the only one who loved you. That's somebody's sacral chakra. You were the only one that cared about this person, and this person treated you like shit. This is somebody that really wanted you to experience what they were experiencing in a way. You feeling me? Like, say okay, as an example, say you go out, you're cheating or something like that. Well, you have a child out of wedlock, right? You get somebody pregnant, but you was out here cheating, and now this child is a reflection of what you've done, and somebody wanted that to go away. Okay, somebody wanted what they did, how they were being exposed, to go away. Somebody's in their feelings too. Somebody's in their feelings. Somebody's realizing that you remember that they tried you to forget it. They tried to get you to be. Somebody has rotten teeth. Okay? Look. You labeled me as crazy so people wouldn't believe me. What did I say? Somebody can have rotten teeth. They quickly learned that you were way more gifted than they thought. Somebody realized you were way more gifted than they thought. They quickly learned that you were way more gifted. You labeled me as crazy so people wouldn't believe me. This is your sacral chakra. This is how somebody made you feel. Somebody was really fucking with your sacral chakra, how you feel about yourself and how people see you. Somebody wanted to get rid of you. Somebody wanted you to be gone. But see, you're not the kind of energy that that's just like catching a fucking illness, nigga. You know? And you want it to be gone, you want it to not exist, right? But it does. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing you can do about it, right? So you make excuses. You try to say, oh, this is why this is happening. Or, oh my God, I'm getting all kinds of stuff. What else, Spirit? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. What we got here? What you mad for? You never saw me as a blessing anyway. So why are you mad? You didn't really like me anyway. They're used to being in the spotlight. So maybe you took a spotlight from somebody. Somebody, you were such a good energy. You were such a loving energy. And somebody hated that about you. Like no matter what they did, you still remain loving. caring. You still even love them. You still even love them. And now it's like, what? Because you turned out, because you were way gifted than somebody thought you were, right? What we got here? There's a lot of secrets in this family. There's a lot of secrets going on here, y'all. Okay? That's a blank. And what's this one? If I talk about your money, you'll understand. If I talk about your money, you'll understand. Maybe somebody is acting like they don't understand you. Or the only thing that they really care about was money. Okay? What we got here? Ooh, ashamed of me. Wow, somebody could have been ashamed of you, collective. Or they could be ashamed of themselves. Somebody wanted to be in the spotlight. Ooh, Spirit, look at this. They wanted to get rid of you. They want you to look small. Somebody was destiny swapping. Whatever somebody felt about themselves, they took that shit out on you, collective. They tried to give it to you. They tried to give it to you. You didn't have no support. You didn't have nobody to look out for you. You didn't. Whoever this was somebody that was supposed to take care of you. This is somebody that had access to you. This is somebody that tried to get rid of you. Despite, Spirit said, despite how you got here, you might have came here through shame, right? You might have been born out of wedlock. You might have been an outside child, right? But however you came to be, it was through shame. Somebody was ashamed. They was ashamed of themselves. And then here you come. You were the evidence of their behavior. Yeah. And because of how they felt, they took it out on you. They wanted you to take on that energy. Somebody felt like it wasn't fair that you get to have a good life, right? That you get, like, with this to be loved. Come on, Spirit. What else is going on here? Okay. All these retrogrades have been mini review quizzes. Mini review quizzes. All these retrogrades for somebody to have an opportunity to get it right. Somebody has so many opportunities to turn things around, to admit the truth, right? Admit, where they went wrong. Admit how they felt. Admit what was going on with them. Admit how they transform or try to transfer that energy onto you. We could be talking about a parent. We could be definitely talking about a parent. Let me see. Every generation will be awakened. Look at this. This is definitely some kind of generational shit. Look, isolation. It was the isolation that woke you up, collective. You were isolated. You were ostracized. You were rejected. You were abandoned. Every generation will be awakened. These retrogrades have been many review quizzes. Things coming back around. Situations being brought back up. Pain being brought to the surface. Trauma being brought to the surface. That's what these retrogrades are. It's the emotional energy. It's the hidden energies, right? It's the hidden feelings, the hidden emotions, the hidden things that are hidden. It was the isolation. It was the trauma. It was the abuse that woke you up, collective. What's going on here, Spirit? We have humble. Ooh-wee. Humbled. Ooh-wee. What's this say? She trapped herself trying to get back at you with your ex. Now they stuck on OnlyFans. They agreed to do death magic over you, realizing they attached themselves to the devil. Somebody tried to humble you, humiliate you, humiliation rituals, forcing you into humiliating positions, humiliating circumstances, right? Things that were meant to break you down, right? To attack you. Who the hell's on OnlyFans? Somebody could have an OnlyFans. Because you were in isolation, somebody thought that it was going to be easy to humiliate you, to trap you, to get you to be seen in a light, right? But of course, you must be doing something wrong. Ain't nobody around you, right? Spirit said, ain't nobody owning you. You could have felt disowned. Like you didn't have nobody but God, right? That's a blank. Let me say, the only way to defeat knowledge is with ignorance. Somebody didn't think you knew. Somebody didn't think that you would know. See, God is good, right? Somebody, they quickly learned that you were way more gifted than they thought you were. You knew more. You were aware to more than they thought. And you know why? Because you loved them. Because you kept giving to the situation. Because you kept trying to create an attachment to someone that you were a thorn in their side. It's like somebody destroying their blessing, destroying something that was made to help them to heal. You know, let's say you were born out of wedlock, so that means somebody felt like, you know, they were left alone, right? After a situation, maybe somebody got pregnant and then the father walked away, right? They didn't want nothing to do with the child. But it's because it was all about sex. See, the child is the product of the behavior. You understand what I'm saying? So now there's this child that every time they look at this child, they see how they ruined their fucking destiny, what they did. But instead of learning from it, instead of, you know, letting it, you know, love you, they weren't able to do that. They just, all they could see was the hatred. All they could see was the shame. All they could see was, you know, the guilt. Come on, Spirit, what's going on here? 999, complete transformation. What else, Spirit? What else? What message do you have for the collective? Anything else they need to know, Spirit? Okay, sticking out. What we got here? Another blank? Nope, we don't. It says, you couldn't get rid of the evidence of your character. I was a big neon light. Look at that. You, my nigga, if you are this child, if you were born into a situation where you were not wanted, where you were evidence that somebody did something they had no business doing, oh my God. You were the evidence of her secrets. Look at that shit. You were the evidence of her secrets. Or his secrets. Take it how it resonates. You were the evidence. And they tried to get rid of you. They tried to get rid of you. Somebody tried to leave you into a life of self-destruction, baby, so that the universe would take you out for them. You hear me? So that they wouldn't feel fucking guilty about it. Listen, now they understand your abilities. Yes, because you were the evidence, and they tried to get rid of the evidence. They tried to hide the evidence. And then they tried to take your source of love, of innocence. They took that away from you. They tried to take that away from you so that you could... It's almost as if somebody wanted you to be so fucked up that you would, be karmically taken out, right? Because of your behaviors, because of the way you were out here, moving, that eventually karma would catch up with you because they sent you down a path of self-destruction. They caused you emotional turmoil. They caused you physical turmoil. They caused you to hate yourself. Oh my God. They caused you to have self-loathing so that you would take yourself out and they would be relieved of the burden, so that what they did would be diminished. You would no longer be that neon fucking light, nigga, that said you fucked up. And this is the result of your fuck up. Not to say that you were a bad person, because let me tell you something, you're an innocent fucking seed. Yeah, somebody tried to fucking listen. That's for somebody. What we got here? You wanted your shame and guilt to die with me, nigga. They wanted that shame and guilt to die with you. Because, God forbid, had they taken you out themselves, how they would have looked, right? Somebody could have even went to jail, right? So they tried to send you down a destructive path so that you could take yourself out. So that you would be removed by the universe, right? By a bad situation. Wrong place, wrong time, wrong energy, right? You had no business over there. There was something. There was something they was waiting for you. You hoped the world would take me out for you, nigga! Oh, my. You hoped the world would take me out for you. You tried to get rid of me. They tried to get rid of you. Ooh, spirit. You blame me for your choices. I was a constant reminder. You're a constant reminder of how somebody thought goggles, how they was acting, how they was out here like a fucking thought. A Jezebel, a whore, a prostitute, someone that was sexually imbalanced, somebody that they just wanted to have fun. This wasn't somebody that wanted to be a parent. This was somebody that wanted. They were coveting thought goggles. That hole over there. Who, spirit. Come on now. What else? What else going on there, spirit? Talk about it. Tell the truth and shame the devil, man. Listen. Somebody wanted you to forget all about how you were treated as a child. How the things that they did to you to create energy of lack, energy of to have you not love yourself because they tried to make you feel unlovable. They did. Somebody tried to really put their shit on you, nigga, and they did for a long fucking time. Yeah, and they was hoping that maybe if you took yourself out that you would take away their karma too. Ooh wee. What's going on here, spirit? What else you got for my collective? What's this? You are evidence of what I've done. You are the evidence of what I've done. You are the evidence of what they did. Yes. They was out here being a thought. They was out here being that hoe over there. Right? They was out there only seeing what they want, self-preservation, self-indulgence. They wanted it to be about them. And they got caught with their hand in the mousetrap. Nigga, they got caught stealing the cheese. They got caught in somebody else's house, I heard. Somebody even could have got caught with somebody's husband or somebody's wife. Right? What we got here, Spirit? Come on. I tried to maim you. I tried to maim you. I'm going to show y'all what this is. I tried to maim you. Somebody tried to destroy you, baby. They tried to destroy you. What's the definition of maim?
Maim means the most important.
I said maim, not maim. What does maim mean? To inflict a severe, often permanent physical injury upon a person or animal, resulting in mutilation, disfigurement, or loss of a limb. To cripple someone, to mutilate, to disfigure, to incapacitate, to wound. Somebody tried to maim you. Somebody tried to wound you. They want to incapacitate you. Somebody tried to destiny swap. Somebody tried to inflict all of their energy onto you so that you could bear the burden that they refused to deal with. I promise. They thought they were your safety net. They thought they were your safety net. This is somebody that abused you, that you kept going around and thinking that they cared about you, but they were the ones. If there's some things that happened to you in your childhood, if you were abused in any way, shape, or form, physically, sexually, this person did that shit. This person caused that to happen to you. And this is definitely somebody that was a caregiver. This could have been a mother or a father. Take it how it resonates. Or a fucking sibling. But I really feel like this was a parent. I really feel like this is a child that was a result of somebody's fucking behavior. And you never let them forget what they fucking did, because you were the evidence of what they did. They may have even tried to act as if, you know what I'm saying, that whatever happened didn't happen. You were never supposed to fucking be able to tell this fucking story, nigga. You were never supposed to be able to tell this fucking story. And you kept going back to this motherfucker. You kept loving this motherfucker. You kept being there for this person. You overlooked their shortcomings. You even overlooked their fucking abuse, nigga. What's going on here, Spirit? Water seeks its own level. You sent evil spirits to attack me. Look at that. Water seeks its own level. That's because this is where this person was. This person was in such a low vibration. I'm hearing they were forced to have you. So if somebody wanted to abort you, you know, to try to hide what they did, they were forced to have you. They were forced to bring you into the world. They was, and they tried to get rid of your motherfucking ass, because they might have even tried to abort you. I'm gonna just put it to you just like that. They might have tried to abort you. And also, I'm hearing here what you sent evil spirits to attack me. This could have also been not just the parent that was embarrassed and humiliated and ashamed of you, ashamed of that they got caught because of their behavior. This could have also been the person that they were cheating on or with. You interfered with my relationship. You were a burden. Somebody feels like you interfered with their relationship. Somebody felt like, listen, nigga, somebody got caught, nigga. Somebody got caught. And like I said, if this like was a married couple, you know, people that were married to other people and they were out there cheating, that other spouse that got cheated on could have been attacking you as well, because you were evidence, you know, of something that happened outside of their relationship, right? So take that how it resonates. Ooh, come Come on now. What we got here? That's too many. What else you got to say, Spirit? Water seeks its own level. The emotional level of this person was very low. They didn't love themselves. And they couldn't love you. You became a burden for this person. If this person if somebody had a baby, I got my GED, I got the life experience and education diploma. You had to learn a lot of lessons. You had to learn a lot. You had to teach yourself. You had to raise yourself with this life experience diploma. What was I getting ready to say though? Somebody made, if you were born out of wedlock, if you were the accident baby, right? The baby that was not planned. I feel like you changed the dynamic of somebody's life as well, right? So now there's this child that they have that doesn't have a supportive father or somebody around, right? You're a shameful child. You're the secret child. You're the child of incest. Ooh, it could have been incest. All right? Somebody could have been sleeping with a family member. All right? And here you claim. Take that how it resonates. But you were a product of that. So now, they didn't want the responsibility. They didn't want to take care of you. You were blocking them. Yeah, you were blocking them from other relationships, right? From having a good relationship of love because there was this child that nobody wanted to take responsibility for. Come on, Spirit. They didn't want to take responsibility for you. Your father didn't want to take responsibility for you. And nobody wanted to be the stepfather or the stepmother. You hear me? I've seen this before. I've seen this where, like a stepfather or stepmother would come in, but they will always make it clear that ain't my child. And who did you have? You didn't have nobody because they all abandoned you. They all ran from you. They all, wanted to pretend that you didn't fucking exist, right? So, throw them out to the street. Let the universe, let the world, let the streets raise them. Somebody could have been doing spell work on you, child. I feel like that. I really feel like somebody was really fucked up your head, man, and made you like really loathe who you were. If your parents were not there, if you had a father that wasn't there, that never owned you, and then you had a mama that was abusing you, child, listen, I know you was fucked up. I know you was fucked up. You could have went into addictions, sex traffic, sexual work and shit like that, sex working and all kinds of things. And somebody was hoping that at some point that shit would catch up to you and it just delete you, right? And then they wouldn't have to worry about it. They wouldn't have to look at their shame and guilt no more, right? You were a constant reminder of somebody's shame and fucking guilt of how they were. And Spirit, what's going on here? 1, 2, 3, 4. How you gonna explain why you threw me in the trash? Look at this shit. Look, doppelganger. Let me just get a clear understanding. What is a doppelganger? A doppelganger is a biologically unrelated person who bears a striking, near exact physical resemblance to another living person. Oh. So this could be somebody you actually look like them. You look like them. You're the spitting image of them. You have the same features. You know how they say you look just like my sister, or you could look like my brother, or you look like my father. You could look like your mother or your father. You could really look like them. And it's as if what Spirit's showing me, it's like you were born from a rotten apple. You look just like the apple, but you're not rotten. Right? But you're not rotten. You came out good. Even though you came from a rotten source, you came out good. Ooh-wee, this motherfucker. Listen. I'm ashamed of myself. I've done some dirty, rotten shit. This is a rotten apple. I don't give a fuck what you say. This is a rotten apple. This is somebody that was rotten to the fucking core. When you came into the world, you came in with glory. You came in with the sun. You came in with love. Even though you came from the rotten apple, you came out a good apple. And they tried to turn that shit. Somebody wanted your life. Somebody wanted your light. Somebody thought that they could put all their trash on you and that they could carry your energy. They could be seen as the good apple and you could be seen. And because you were born out of wedlock, of course you're the rotten apple. Don't nobody want you. But that wasn't the fucking case. When you came out, everybody loved you. But everybody knew you came from that rotten fucking apple. Somebody was a doppelganger. Somebody was a doppelganger. How you gonna explain why you threw me in the trash? Somebody could have been thrown in the trash as a child. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the number. I was a problem child because you were abusing me. Somebody said you was a problem child. You was a bad child. You was a bad egg. Somebody tried to throw you in the trash, but you were found. God retrieved you from the fucking trash because that's not where you belonged. Somebody tried to make it look like that, though. They sure did. Someone always wanted to give your shit to the karmic. Just one card. Somebody always wanted to give your shit to the karmic. Take something from you and give it to them. Somebody could have took things from you and gave it to your siblings or to other people. That's giving me the lioness energy. Somebody wanted to take your gifts, your talents, your skills. Who they wanted to give it to? Yeah, you was the problem child because they was abusing you. Of course you're going to act up. Of course you're going to be rebellious. Of course you're going to be running around on drugs, smoking, drinking, being sexually promiscuous. Of course you are. They was abusing you. And they was taking, spirit. So let's say the other parent was taking care of you. Maybe they weren't in your life directly. Maybe they was sending money or something like that. They was taking it. They was taking it from you and giving it to other people. Somebody could have took an inheritance from you that was left to you. Somebody tried to make it. Yeah, somebody could have did some shit. Somebody did some shit. Well, that's too many, spirit. Somebody just, yeah. If you were the kind of child that you felt like you really didn't have a lot growing up as a child, you could have felt like your siblings always had nice things and you didn't have shit. If you was a child that didn't have a father around and you live with your mother, don't disturb a peaceful person's peace. Or not have a parent around, you said evil spirits attack me. That could have also resulted in you feeling unwanted, abandoned, rejected. Some of y'all could have felt rejected, ostracized, not included. Everybody got brand new sneakers for school. You had to wear last year's sneakers. You hear me? I'm picking up a family where there might have been multiple baby daddies. All right? Their fathers would come around, but you didn't have nobody. You didn't have a father figure to come around. But not to say that I'm not, listen, I'm just, what I'm hearing, you know, you didn't have that presence. Somebody felt like you was a burden. You were blocking. They felt like because of you that they couldn't have a real relationship with somebody. If you and your siblings had different fathers, okay, this is the type of person that if your other sibling's parent was around, they treated them well. They treated them much better than you because, and then also I'm picking up the other siblings' parents didn't want the responsibility of you. You were a package deal, and somebody wanted to get rid of you because you were blocking them. You were stopping them from having what they wanted. And they took what belonged to you and they gave it to the other kids, to the other family members. They did, yeah. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. What else, Spirit? What we got here? Release. I feel like you're releasing this energy now, as you should, because you're going through a spiritual awakening. You are the burden I can't get away from. This is how somebody really felt. That's the sacral chakra. You were the burden they couldn't get away from. Even though they tried, they had a resentment. Stop playing. They resented you. They resented you. I'm hearing why you just didn't go away. Somebody just wanted you just to like go away. Just to go away. Somebody really wanted you to just go away. Go away. Who the sun frees is free indeed. You gotta go so I don't feel so bad. You gotta go. Who the sun frees is free indeed. There it is twice. Look at that shit. They came out back to back. Who the sun frees is free indeed. Some of y'all going through a spiritual awakening. You're being free from this. You're being free from the attachments, the binding, that someone tried to put on you, that they did put on you. They created so many burdens for you. They gave you all of their burdens. They wanted to give you all of their burdens. They took it out on you. Point blank, period. Look, Spirit said you was unwanted. I can't make it up. I know some of y'all probably crying right now. I can feel it. And it's a hurting feeling to sit and just and be honest with yourself and realize you were not wanted. Even though you may have tried to be a loving child, you know, a loyal person, you know what I'm saying? You overlooked a lot of somebody's shortcomings and failures in life and how they treated you. And let's face it, if you ain't got nobody, what the fuck you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? You ain't got no family to go to. You ain't got nobody, right? You're by yourself with somebody that don't want you. Imagine that shit. Imagine that. With somebody that don't even want you. Yes, you had to find freedom from God, man. For real. Who the sun frees is free indeed. Some of y'all are prayers. Some of y'all are star seeds. Earth angels. Yep. You're earth angels. You got your earth angel because you went through some of the most traumatic experiences in life that you didn't deserve. You didn't deserve it. It wasn't your fault. But somebody tried to put their burdens on you. They did put their burdens on you. They used you as a punching bag. Thank you, Spirit. They abused you. That bitch stole your watch. Somebody could have stole a watch from you. Somebody could. I'm telling you, they was always taking shit and giving it to somebody else. They was always taking your gifts, your blessings that was given to you and giving it to somebody else. You hear me? Number 11. I see, build with you, not off of you. What's this? Strong spiritual connection. Yep, you have a strong spiritual connection. So some of y'all had imaginary friends. With the water seeks its own level. Some of you all could have been so depressed and sad and really feeling, like really you felt unwanted. And I feel like a lot of y'all kept trying to prove to somebody that you were worthy. You were the best kid. You were a really good kid, right? You didn't get no trouble. You made straight A's in school. You hear me? And you was there. You cleaned the house. You did everything you were supposed to do, and it wasn't enough. And this person, and the more you fucking did, the angrier they fucking got. The more they tried to break your spirit, the more you fucking overcame. It's as if this person was like testing your love, right? Trying to test your resilience, right? Hold on, y'all. Hello? Hey. So, anyway, I'm going to have to end this right here because I have maintenance here to do some work on my place. So, yeah. If you resonate with this, hit the like button, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We'll get more into it at another date. All right, guys? All right. So, I got caught. That's the message. All right, y'all. Take care. Stay up. Deuces.